20 years. That's the run that New Who had. We started with Rose Tyler back in 2005, and we ended in 2025 with Rose Tyler becoming the next regeneration. And now, we don't know what the hell's happening. I mean, you've all seen the news by now. The Christmas special was canceled, and Russell T Davies has left the show, as well as all of the major staff involved. So, Doctor Who is back like it was in the 90s, in a state of limbo where no one knows what's going to be happening next. I mean, at this point, it is pretty easy to say that the show is essentially canceled. But this is Doctor Who, a series that has somehow persevered amongst all odds and has somehow managed to come through quite a few times. I mean, it's one of the oldest sci-fi shows, one of the oldest shows on BBC in general. There's a lot of weight that Doctor Who as a series has, even if the last few years hasn't really kind of gone with the weight of the show's name. I mean, I'm not someone that just ran away the second that Capaldi left the space. Well, I'm honest that my favorite Doctors were Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith. I gotta say, I did stick around to see Jodie. I stuck around to see Ncuti Gatwa. And while I'm not afraid to say that I'm not a fan of the last two Doctors we had, I was still hopeful in elements of the series that I once loved and adored coming back. The Bi-Generation special is still something that I was completely caught off guard by and have really mixed feelings on. But I guess public reception all around has just been overall way too negative, because this doesn't seem like it's a normal reaction for just maybe low viewership numbers or something. This had to have been an internal falling out that everyone on staff had. I don't know. It's weird to be in this position right now. I mean, I can remember being a kid watching Matt Smith's entire run. I remember being there for the 50th anniversary special and seeing just how special it really was to have these two Doctors back on screen with the War Doctor, and just how big of an event that felt. The community, in my opinion, was really at its peak back then. And while I'm not going to try to drag Capaldi in the slightest, I would say when his run started about, I feel like that's when people started to kind of have a falling out with the series. An older Doctor that at first glance didn't seem as whimsical or as fun and juvenile as the others. It was a completely different tone, and I get it. But he did bring a seriousness, a sternness to him that made the series work. His relationship with Clara really made that fly. The plot points in the story and what they retconned with the Doctor's backstory in the next two Doctors, that's really where it started in a downward spiral, in my opinion, by making the Doctor a chosen one kind of character. There's probably several people out there that might be claiming to have seen this from hundreds of miles, kilometers away, but I just wasn't one of them. I was probably still thinking that Doctor Who would continue for as long as it can. I mean, it just gained a partnership with Disney, of all companies, when it was coming back again with David Tennant. So I thought that would at least stick around a little bit longer. But well, I guess I was wrong. Now, one of the funny things that come about with this entire debacle with Doctor Who is that what Christopher Eccleston wanted for Doctor Who seems to have actually come about. Because that man, as much as he negatively talks about Doctor Who, he always says about what his conditions are if he were to want to come back to work on Doctor Who. And a lot of his convictions were sacking the showrunners that were currently helming the series, such as Russell T Davies, which just so happened to have been the case right now. It would be absolutely hilarious if BBC just tries to pull on a stunt and bring back Doctor Who starring Eccleston for whatever reason. I mean, I feel like that would be absolutely incredible. Will they do it? I don't think so. I don't know if Eccleston will even want to come back. But a lot of his points really do stem from things that I think really matter. He talks about how Doctor Who has gone away from being a show that warns about environment, goes about like actually talking about historical events, into more of a fantastical sci-fi element that isn't really saying too much. And I get it. The series did head in that direction afterwards. New Who is a completely different beast than classic Who. I applaud fans that are able to be just and equal when looking at both versions of the series, but I can't really do that in my opinion. I mean, I grew up on New Who. I had my first sonic screwdriver based off David Tennant. It's a thing that I really cared for, and I probably don't have that same level of connection with old Who, unless we're talking about like maybe Tom Baker and the Fourth Doctor. I get where Christopher Eccleston's opinions of the show were coming from, and to be honest, he probably saw something like this coming a lot sooner than many of us. What I'm really disappointed that we're not going to be seeing is the continuation of this Rose Tyler regeneration, because why is Billie Piper back? One, that's amazing to see her come back to Doctor Who, but two, I just wanted to see just more of her, just in general. Would there have been some sort of connection to Bad Wolf? Will she have met David Tennant's doctor? What could have happened here just in general? This would have been crazy. I mean, it was obviously going to be a lead up to who the real next doctor was, but now that's just going to be a cliffhanger, something that we just don't know at all. I think whenever there's a new revival, the fourth revival after McGann's and New Who, I think there's going to be a retconning of what we just saw, probably erasing some of the last choices made by Moffat and Davis and bringing us a brand new series that has a completely different tone, kind of like how when New Who came back. I don't know how long it's going to take for that to come out either. Will it be a decade? Will it be sooner? Will it be longer? This is still, in general, just sad news, in my opinion. A world without Doctor Who is a little bit more boring. Now, this is where I just gotta hand it back to y'all. What are y'all's thoughts on Doctor Who being, for what many can consider, canceled? Are you expecting it to come back anytime soon, or do you think this might be dead for good? Please, let me know down in the comments section below. I'd love to know what y'all's thoughts are. And as always, I was Randy, and I'll be seeing y'all next time. Peace.